Evening, fellas. Welcome to the stream. Let's see if we actually have connection to Twitch. That is so weird. For some reason, I have to toggle it in my Rumble Studio app or on the Rumble Studio website. On and off, toggle it on and off, and then it works. Very strange. But the important thing is that it works. I have to, like, I have to do that like since a few weeks, I think. Before that, there wasn't any problem. Discord seems to have some problems as well. Is it my internet connection, maybe? I don't think so. The stream, there's 0% packet loss. The stream looks like it's running, so. Oh well. Discord just being a pain in the ass, as usual. I can't seem to fire it up. Well, it's just only to, like, I think people can see that I'm on, like, that I'm streaming at the moment. Let's try it one more time. Okay, now we're in. Almost there. All right. Let's jump in. Everything seems to be working now. What I want to do today is basically work on expanding this map further. And basically improving it in every way possible. And then we're gonna play some some Deathless. Let's actually get these back up here. That's actually a pretty big reward, isn't it? Okay, apparently I haven't introduced the lights here, so let's just do that. And they are, oh, yeah, I forgot. I think like that. Let's see, attenuate it. Let's take it. Let's make a normal light out of this. Huh? Oh, okay. The lights aren't really... what I should probably do here is just do it like this. It's actually a little easier because they're all the same size. And it makes it easier for the lights. There we go. So it's better to kind of place the lights in the center. Like that. Somewhat in the center. Okay, I think that will definitely help getting some lights up there as well. Maybe expand them a little bit. A quick look. Hey, Lucky D! How do you get this mega? Well, initially it was a rocket jump. So it would make sense, like if you did well, if you performed well, you would have enough health. Oh, I see. You would have enough health to can actually solve that. So initially you would have enough health. You know, if you did well, you would have enough health to make there, and then you get a full reward. That's why I made it a megasphere. If you didn't perform well, you weren't deserving of a megasphere. But since episode 2, like from a technical standpoint, made things a little more complicated to still use rocket jumping. I basically moved away from that. And, you know, just decided that it could use an alternative. Go, no, I need to find, here we go. There, that is a problem solved here. And of course what we need to do is one-sided and completely remove this from the map. And that's basically it. Yeah, this is a very tame track, a little too tame for me. Winter sci-fi ambience. Let's have a look. Okay. Is it mean? Yeah, I was thinking there is enough cover here. Oh, 0. Okay. Like these pillars were added, so there's plenty of cover, and this makes for a little better maneuverability. So what I'm gonna do is actually place this little fella here a little bit to the back, so you got a little more time to take the environment in. Yeah, it's a bit too kind of... It feels a little bit out of place. Can we maybe just place... let's see. Obstacles. Tall techno pillar. Can we just place them here? Let's see. Okay, let's get the light out of there first. I think that's a good position. And we're gonna copy that and do some at the bottom as well. Okay, now we can move them inside, copy them. Same here. Alright, let's have a look. Oh. Not entirely convinced. Of these pillars here. What should we place? It has to have some form of purpose. Or I can just, you know, remove them entirely from the bottom at least. No, I think, you know, this is good enough. Hey, Zombie, what is up, buddy? Welcome. see, can we actually do something else with this? We've got some room here. How about we create like a server room or something like actually remove this. Okay. See, 16 like that. So weird that like when I press Control Shift R should oh, that's weird. Shift reset. I swear I didn't have any problems before. It's kind of weird. That will do. Okay. Then we can change this as well. Okay. good enough. Now what we can do to make it a little more interesting, there are actually like this stuff, for example, uses great dynamic lights, and if we actually find a couple of interesting textures, like this, for example. I think we should probably dim the lights here. The surfaces. This is something I have to actually see. Hey Darkstar. I'm not really sure. You posted a comment on a video, like an earlier stream. Ah, okay. Can you explain? I'll have a look, but can you tell me what was it about exactly? Because I did manage to figure out, like, to solve the problem eventually. Okay, I'll have a look. Hey, Morlap. Welcome. Whoa, you've been keeping track? Very nice. Thank you. I need a specific command. Oh. Okay. I think this one could benefit from removing that thing in the middle entirely. And actually shorten it. And this is also pretty tame. Yeah. O-text, no. I'm using a bunch of textures, but O-text is not among them. I'm not really sure what to do with this, actually. It has potential for something. Oh, the line enter. Ah, okay. Ah, okay. So it is. I see. Okay. Well, that is like the standard way of doing it. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, bright maps are indeed present here. Just I think, you know, bright maps can be like really interesting to use. Really enhances the atmosphere when using bright maps. Absolutely. Really great effect. Now, if I were to build a sequel, I would probably make sure that there are bright maps on every texture that has some sort of light in it. And I think if you make like a pretty dark map, just using bright maps, even for navigation, can be really great. Like having these lines on the floor you can follow. I think that, like, for example, like if you look at the levels from Duke Nukem 3D, like the space episode 2, where he's in space, I think these levels there, they look absolutely great. They made great use of lighting to create that really tense atmosphere. But if you were to add bright maps to that, I take it to a whole other level. That's absolute insanity. Can we use this? Let's see. Let's first start by making sure it wraps. So weird. There is no way. No problem. We could do something, could figure something else out. Hey Matt, what is up, buddy? Welcome. Good to see you. It's been a while. No, can't use them in conjunction apparently. I'm using Doom 3, Quake 2, a couple of textures from a couple textures from community mods, I think. I did list them in the credits. So they should be but I definitely used a couple. This is just me having some fun. With, you know, different textures. It kind of... what can I do here? Hold on, I got an idea. We can actually make this a little more modern. I think from a ZDoom community project, some textures are also in there. Wait a minute. Oh, these are actually... nah. Although, if I use that here... Can I actually drop this one? Actually doesn't look too bad. And then we can actually add some lights here. Let's try with this one. Four, three, you got to be kidding me. There. No, the scale doesn't match. Okay, no worries. Can actually try and solve it like that. Then we got a big one. Okay. And now we put two of these in here, and now we can actually use some proper glass. This one, wrap texture, block everything there, and we're gonna make this a little bit transparent, maybe some more. Okay. Use a white glow. Oh, I have to adjust the ceiling as well, of course. There we go. Let's have a look how it's... Maybe I change it completely. Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. This, my dear friends, might not be my best work. But yeah, I think I can do something with that space. Maybe. Should I expand this room maybe? Just expand it like that. Can actually something like that maybe? Use this one as ceiling. And then we can maybe, let's see, if we start from here and we go all the way around. Although 8. Ah, okay, cool. I'll have a look. You have some great, like, some great experience, you know that? Oh, easy now. There we go. So can we actually 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's remove the upper wall shading. You know, testing is important. Testing is important. Now, I wish... I have to remove the shading from the upper wall as well. This texture is pretty big. Can we put another... Unfortunately, I don't have the shade. I kind of like this texture more. I think I made a small mistake here. I should have made it double. Let's see, let's get this up there. And then we use this one. That's what I wanted. Now, maybe... What I kind of want is get rid of that bottom .25. Finding that. $30, I think. You got a nice compromise there. And then 2. I think actually might have something really nice here. And then we make an inset 60, ooh, 16 distinct sectors. We can remove this part, clean it up. Okay. Now, what are we going to choose? It has to be let's see what the options are. Not too many. Okay. Not too bad though. I think I'm gonna have to keep them because they kind of close on better with this. And if I have some ice wall, maybe there is a good trimmable texture here. Maybe we can do something with this. See how well it scales. Can actually use this for some monster teleportation, maybe. Or maybe not at all. Might not be the best option. Well, I could spawn some monsters in here. Jeez. I'm going ballistic at phone spam. Yeah. It's my girlfriend, so I have to answer this. Otherwise, she might. Well, I'm not really sure. She's out, so she doesn't know. I'm not sure if she knows that I'm home, so I'll better just, you know, behave like a good boyfriend, I guess. There we go. Normally she like doesn't do the spamming. It's kinda, yeah, it's unusual, but I think there were just like a couple of messages I know people do that, like they send each sentence separately. Normally she doesn't do that, but this time she did for some reason. I think I'll go with the shading there as well. Let's see if we can actually put at least something at the top here. That doesn't look too good. What I can do is just scale that texture. That is the advantage of doing like quake mapping. You know, you can easily add trims to textures just by adding a new brush. Unfortunately, it's not possible here. Ah, wait a minute. Instead of teleporters, I can actually just make it computer screens now. Like that kind of like... is there any difference? Slate? Why don't you use Slate as an editor? Couldn't tell you. This will probably have that weird scaling issue, like this, where it's flipped, yeah? So weird. So I have to turn it upside down for it to appear normal. Well, you could technically use Photoshop, but I don't want to edit textures too much because, you know, where does it end? Oh God. Excuse me. Thank you. I think I might just use this one. This has a lot more. Can we actually scale it down to 3? I'll leave that one at 2. Need to reverse this as well. Yeah, I think that's actually not too bad. And then we're gonna use here the tech wall for never disappoints. With, of course, the mandatory hanging cable. There's definitely some, like, the more of this. Kind of like it. Oh, okay, it was now what I actually want to do is oh god. I think if I keep it like that and just add 2 steps here, gonna give it a little bit of depth. Yeah, it's as far as I know, it's only available on UDMF format, yeah. At least as far as I'm aware. Oh, usually do, yeah, usually do, well, yeah. True. True. Let's actually make it a little tighter. That. There we go. Okay. Now we can, these do have bright maps already. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna add the same thing. Add these orange lights, and okay, I almost forgot where I was. Make sure you're on the proper height. And we can go a little crazy with this. There we go. And if we now... Oh, that's gonna mess it up, isn't it? Is this gonna mess it up? Yeah. I don't trust it. But it... Well. It's not a good alignment. Normally it shouldn't be affected. I think this will do. It's like, you know, something for a green armor, for example. And then we're gonna make these health bonuses. And I think it's a little better. The room kind of looks nice. Definitely draws attention. And if we can actually play around with the lights a little more, instead of just having them on the upper ceiling like that. We can actually bring a little more of that, you know, episode 2 vibe in here. Oh, I need to actually put that there as well. Or on the bottom, that's also possible. Might be a little overkill, but you know, it will definitely like make the area a little more interesting with all the lights. You can definitely see like this part right here, this where I worked on, and then this which is still you know, the old type. You can use some lights here as well. Put a little detail on there, like computer screens, you know, stuff like that. Maybe replace this with lights as well. And then you can actually have that really nice color shading here that I use. It definitely feels makes the map a lot warmer, while still sticking pretty close to what the original episode was all about. Like, my idea here is kind of open up a few cramped spaces. You know, because this is pretty much, well, the map itself is not linear, but the hallways are all pretty tight. Like you don't have to make every area wide and open. And it's not always necessary. But like this, I feel like it could really benefit here, and maybe in these parts as well. And just by removing, let's say, this wall here and making this more open, like an actual platform. I did add this part right here. That's also new, but it was still, as you can see, it's still a bit in the original episode 1 theme. But you know, I can touch up these areas, adding a few different textures maybe, like I did here, and you can see the difference, right? So if I can do stuff like that, like they don't have to be huge changes. but you know, I still feel that they make a huge difference in visual quality. Okay, so we got another piece done. Next time I'm gonna stream episode 3 of Deathless. We're gonna play through that in a minute. What I actually want to do before quitting here, we're gonna flank these by 8. Run. Remove these and connect these. There. So at least seems like that it's closed in, you know? Oh, that's weird. I see. There we go. And we're gonna remove that one and bring that one in instead. So it looks a little bit more like an actual window fitting in here. Okay, that's it. Have I died? Yeah, no, I haven't actually. At least I don't think so. I don't think so. I am playing on ultra violence. You know, I would say that this project is, from a difficulty standpoint, kind of in line, maybe a little tougher than the original. But it's definitely like very manageable on ultra violence. But you know, maybe things change in episode 3. It's definitely a step up. From the starting area of episode 3, although there was a Kako demon pretty early on. But yeah, good stuff. I think the maps look absolutely fantastic. I really like the sky texture, holy shit. Beautiful. So it's a very, very nice... These maps are beautiful, beautifully designed. I feel like they still... They stay close to the original Doom sentiment, but still kind of branches off just enough to make it, like, sure, it doesn't feel the same. And of course a couple of new textures, but still in line with with Doom. That's, you know, very subtle, but you know, it makes a difference. That is something, if I want to like create a classic episode for Annie, Something I probably would consider as well. Just have those couple of extras. What a beautiful sky texture. Really nice. Great opening to episode 3. Now I remember episode 4 being a huge step up in difficulty. He's stuck in a trance, I think. Let's see. Oh, here it was. Yeah, this is indeed the part where a chain gun definitely comes in handy. I will probably be streaming tomorrow as well, where I'm finally gonna do some work on my Game Boy game. Working on a demo level. Oh, I forgot checks for secrets actually. Yeah, my armor is still good. Okay. Nice armor. Like, so far I found only like one level that kind of sticks out. I broke it, yeah. And that was actually the city level of the previous episode. I think it was map 7, episode 2, map 7. And that kind of stuck out a little bit, but in general, like the textures being used here, a few of them are from Doom 2. A few of them are recolors, but for the most part, except for that city level I was talking about, he actually chooses the right textures so that it still very much resembles the Ultimate Doom. Like, they would fit in the Ultimate Doom, because there are a few Doom 2 textures where you could clearly see, like, you know, these weren't in the original Doom, the Ultimate Doom. This one's Sandy City, yeah, it could be, yeah, could be. Except for that city level where he actually used some textures that felt a little bit out of place. Kind of mimicking that realistic, well, I say that, you know, take it with a few grains of salt, but the realistic vibe they were going for in Doom 2, with, you know, actual cities, which they didn't pull off too great, to be honest. You can see some of the textures clearly are not for Ultimate Doom. They don't really fit in, and I think it uses like just a few of them, but for the most part, the textures that are being used from Doom 2 really could just be been as much a part of Ultimate Doom as Doom 2. So that's... My guess is that was really thought out which textures to use to bring over from Doom 2. And not just because some of them look cool. Like, for example, I really like the Spirit World. I think it's one of my favorite, visually at least. Gameplay-wise, I don't think it's really bad. But there are some parts that that are not too great. But, you know, the Spirit World visually is one of my favorite Doom 2 maps. And I feel like the textures in there could feel a little out of place. But so far I haven't encountered them. It's actually 91 enemies. I thought they were... Oh no, wait. It wasn't the first map. Yeah. Thought there were 60, but that wasn't the first map. I think this is one of the first times where I feel ammo is getting a little scarce. Probably shouldn't do that. I assume something in... Oh shit. I don't have the ammo for that. But there is ammo. Let's have a look real quick up here. Oh, secret. I just need to... There is plenty of ammo here. Okay, now we're back on track. Yeah, I kind of tried to lure them away. So I could reach it. And I was hoping like that I would find something somewhere else as well. And we actually found a secret. But oh. I actually thought I would wow. I feel like I'm kind of lost. Oh wait, this happened. Okay. Oh shit. That was a nice surprise. Okay. Nice. Never use those kind of traps actually in my own maps. I don't know why. But this is like, if I am building like a classic Annie episode, this is like a map pack or a Megawad I will definitely look into to give me some inspiration. Because the pacing is excellent. Let's see if I can use a little bit of infighting here. Oh, we got a rocket launcher, that's good. Do I have... Yeah, I... Only one enemy remaining, and I pretty much assume that it's hiding in the final area, the exit area. Oh. Ah, there is. Okay. Well, I'm very nice. I do love these openings. Good stuff. You know, I haven't died yet in Deathless, but I think this... I'm pretty close. This might be it. And you know, this map, at least it's a fair map. When I die here, I definitely feel like it's my own fault. Whereas some maps just feel really unfair. And you know, I consider myself, like, my skill level to be definitely higher than a modern game journalist. But you know, still some maps really feel unfair. Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like they kind of write a review. Like, have you seen these posts from Sandy? He posted something on X where he kind of explained that, you know, back in the day when he was making games, or like in part of the dev team, that these journalists would approach them and they basically ask for like a bribe. You know, they would. He said that they kind of wanted to have like wine and dine, and they kind of asked, like, you know, there is a review page available, like basically like a bribe, like you had to pay them to write a good review, and that was back in the day. You know, it's insanity. But you know, I usually don't trust these journals anyway. If you want like an honest review, you know, there are plenty of YouTubers out there who don't get paid, but just do it, you know, out of interest. So I think that's the go-to nowadays. As long as they can stay out of politics, at least. That's also a plague nowadays. Everybody has to express their political opinion. Yeah, true. I feel like PC gamer, they're not what they used to be. Like, it's a lot of clickbait, to be honest, what they're producing. Which is a shame, when there was a time when they actually covered some, like, great mods, like They Hunger. instead of these, you know, clickbait titles nowadays, just for clicks. But you know, in the end, it always comes back to you. You can actually, you know, get some more views, maybe in the beginning, but in the end, people will figure it out, and you know, your reputation goes down as well. Is it worth it for having a few early clicks? It's such, I feel like it's such a disrespect for somebody's time to have these clickbait titles. I mean, I understand, like, you have to beat certain algorithms, you know, but at least, like, if you use like a title, make sure that it actually matters to what you're doing, you know, that it is like, that it has some kind of connection. I really like these wall textures here. Pretty cool. And I sometimes I forget, because I usually play Doom 2 just because of there's like more monster options. But the Ultimate Doom also had such great levels, you know. And I'm talking about the original Ultimate, like the original game, not specifically this mod or Megawad, but you know, it kind of catches that same vibe, and it's, sometimes I forget like how great it was. But it's, I think Doom 2 kind of stuck the most, because it's like, you know, you have more options for encounters. This is also pretty cool. These brown vines on the red stones really look nice. Oh, another fantastic map. Awesome. Vestibule. Where did I see that title before? Definitely rings a bell. See, that's what I always think is pretty great looking as well. You got this pretty, like a big hellish environment, and then you have some UEC tech in there. A theme like I always try to bring back in my own maps, like that combination of hell and tech. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Really great with that UEC logo. That really, I think it's, if that logo wasn't there, I don't know, it's a great idea, great placement. Like, you've seen that texture like 1,000 times, but if it's placed in the right environment here, it kind of draws attention to you again. That's pretty awesome. Well done. This is a very nice vista coming in here. Really cool, beautiful. Very impressed. And you know, the maps don't have to be super complex to be visually stunning. It's probably when I make a sequel to Annie. Oh, really? Oh, I think it really adds to the map. Like, for the sequel for Annie, I would probably make it high, like highly detailed, but I'm gonna try to put my focus, but you know, that is something I'm gonna post in the Buy Me a Coffee. I'm gonna create a new post where I can explain what I want to do in detail. And that's gonna be very soon. I'm gonna try this week to put out a new article. kind of uncover my plans for the third episode, and you know, after that, kind of lay out the plans for a possible sequel. But I think for like after the sequel, well, no, I'm not gonna. You'll read it. I dodged a bullet there. A few of them, I think. Yeah, this is the time to move out. And like these maps are all in scale pretty small, but they still feel like there's enough stuff to do. They feel larger than they actually are, because you have this very intelligent flow. You can revisit certain areas, and certain areas open up, which allows you to spend a lot more time in a map that you built anyway. So that's actually great design. Oh, you can actually reach it, just like that. Okay, thought that was like a special secret. Now, of course, I have to crawl back. Oh, this is where I started. See, like, look at the scale of this map, right? You wouldn't say if you walk around in here, you wouldn't say that. Like, it definitely feels bigger than compared to the how the auto map looks. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. True. Now, I think, you know, I wonder how many people would actually have missed that chainsaw in the beginning of Doom 2, because your first reaction would be to move forward. So I think quite a few people actually would miss that secret. Oh, there's a cyber demon in here. Okay, that definitely ramps it up. And I'm glad, like, this episode has enough visual diversity. You know, like, this is completely like a different... Oh shit. It's a different setting from the map earlier, but this feels like it could belong more in episode 2. Oh god. Am I gonna spend, like, I don't have enough rockets. I need that BFG before I even start about thinking about tackling him. Same species. For the... Well, actually, not really. It's the Lost Souls can do that, but they're an exception. Sometimes it happens if a monster accidentally from the same species shoots a barrel, like 2 barrels of hell, and one of them hits a barrel and it damages the other one, then you get same species infighting. But that's more an exception. Lost Souls are an exception. They always fight each other, even though they're from the same species. But it's kind of confusing because there's no really, like, no you can, there's no line you can actually draw to figure out like, because former humans attack each other, although they're also the same species. I think projectile-based monsters don't. Humans suck. Spider Mastermind as well. They fight each other. But it's hit scanners that fight each other. Always. Every hit scanner in Doom fights hit scanners. All the former humans. There we go. That was actually... Oh wait, there's a candle, okay. Let's see, what is that? Oh, it's a door actually. We can actually beat the shit out of them. Could that be my ticket to the BFG? Or is it just a mandatory part of the level? It's a mandatory part of the level. Ooh, that was a kid. Took a big risk there. Okay, I'm starting to feel more confident about taking on that cyber demon. Yeah, true. I'm gonna try on the waterfall. No, are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's this is a little bit safer. Or not. Oh. Okay. Oh. There's no safe. Like, that's actually pretty clever. There's no first, second, third, fourth. And I completely skipped that med kit. Okay, this is actually better. Safer distance. He's gonna mess me up. Man, that's actually pretty clever. Putting him there. Like, I get a lot of splash damage. There's a BFG. Yeah, Deathless. Sorry, I couldn't live up to the name. I could have... Oh no. I was gonna say I could have telefragged him, but that's not the case. Is there... I probably would have to teleport. Ah. This will take me to the tower, I presume. I'm pretty well stocked. This is definitely a monster closet. And it's gonna open as soon as I press that switch. Oh shit. Okay, didn't expect that. Okay, this has like an interesting rotation. I think I moved a little too quick. There's something here. Oh. It's actually a nice visual, like the white teleporters don't actually teleport you. That's... I think this opened up. No? Oh wait. Yeah. Okay, oh, the other... it's the other side. Oh shit. How to get there? Through here? Yeah. Okay. Nice, nice map. Dire prayers, okay. Oh shit. There's like no time to take in these surroundings. Lost souls are very dangerous when you have a rocket launcher equipped. And we're back to like the more hellish look. Like, it definitely feels like a combination, which is pretty cool. I can't wait to see. In the original episode 3, I think the Spider Mastermind was very poorly used. And by that I mean the level was too big to kind of utilize the monster's strength, which is it's insanely high, you know, bullet spread or widespread, and the map was just too big with one huge pillar in the middle acting as cover, so you can easily trap it. But it's kind of hard to make a good map where, you know, you can make full use of the Spider Mastermind. I think what actually works is that you kind of bait the player and make sure that, you know, you can't stay in one position by adding in monsters, other monsters as well, to kind of force you out of cover and be open to the Spider Mastermind's attacks. The Cyber Demon is a lot. It's actually like, if used well, you can actually use it in more situations to make use of its strength. Wrong weapon. I was going for a rocket launcher. Oh, this is like church. Nice. At least we got one shot in. Okay. Let's check the other part as well, real quick. I'm not gonna lie, I have, yeah, for example, indeed. Actually, that was something I added later. Because I thought, you know, well, I had the map tested. Was it you that suggested it? But Lucky Edie tested like the episode, and the fight was deemed too easy. I'm not really sure if he suggested it, or you, or that I just thought of it myself to add those to bring the player out of cover. I'm not really sure, but it definitely made the map, like the fight, harder, which is good. But I kind of want to, you know, like modify the Spider Masterminds to a level where, you know, it's a lot harder, but I don't want to make it like cheap or unfair. So it's a delicate balance. And in the first episode, I have to rework that entire arena because there's like a very easy exploit, but I'm gonna fix that. I actually have ideas how to do that. So that's gonna be fixed, no problem. Because you, as a player, you could actually walk underneath Annie, and she couldn't hit you. There are several ways to counter that, of course. A hard way would be to basically add like an attack where if you're underneath her, she kind of drops down, or, you know, she crushes you. Or map-wise, you could just spawn her in like a center area where you that is blocked off, where you cannot go underneath her. That's the easiest solution. I'll do some experimentation and see if it's even possible to do like an attack, because you have to like, you know, you have to do like a check if the player is underneath. I'm not really sure if that's possible through scripting. Maybe. I would have to do some research on that. So if it's possible, it will definitely bring a little more variation to the fight. If not, I just have to adjust the map and make sure like there's enough variation in there. Okay, this definitely feels a little less like the Ultimate Doom. It's also one of those maps where I wouldn't necessarily choose this texture to bring over, because this definitely feels a little bit out of place if you look at the rest of the maps. Oh my god, I have to make choices. I do have enough. Can I go back? There's a whole sequence of stuff I have to do to get back. Oh, there's a blue key as well. Are you kidding me? Wormwood Cathedral. I missed the title, I think. Oh. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay, let's grab the armor. Oh, it gets replaced. Oh yeah. Oh. Are there like two options? I assume... Okay, you have to use actually both. This just begs for a rocket launcher. And I think... Oh yeah. No, I have no idea what I opened. Oh shit. Already regret it? Shit. He's hurting. There we go. Now the question is... How do we get there? I could have telefragged him, son of a... Sinful cinema roll. Oh shit. Is there 21 enemies? Okay. So there's definitely something going on. Ah, yes, indeed, indeed. Clever trick. Clever trick, indeed. Now, even if you use your fist, it still wakes up all the monsters, so there's no way around it. At least not in the original Doom. I think you can use like a stealth mechanic in Cheese Doom, but it's not like standard. I gotta make sure I have ammo left for the Spider Mastermind. It's behind door number 3. Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. I was doing so well. No, I wasn't doing well actually. Well, I guess... Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna leave them at it. They're fighting each other. I triggered the infighting, that's all I need. So at least I got one less to worry about. Yeah, it's good. It's bad for quick saves indeed. There's one down. Actually, I can just take care of the other one. How do you expose, like, how do you make the most of Spider Mastermind? Just add 2? Fuck. Well. No, you gotta be kidding me. Does it count? No, it doesn't end. Well, I still consider that an epic fight. Would have been better if you were dropped in this arena, like teleported in. And there was no escape, like I could easily, like this is clearly like a little bit of an exploit. Unfortunately. So if you were teleported in and that would be the final arena, that was a tough fight. Because the Barons kind of force you out of hiding. So that's actually a very good use of the Spider Mastermind. And you know, you can, like, if you don't trigger infighting, you'd have some serious problems. So the spider was weak already. That's what Quicksavers deserve. Oh, yeah. Quicksave spammers. Oh, let's watch this again. It's been so long since I've seen this. Poor Daisy. Music is absolutely great. Now I never understood what is this bottom part just under the rabbit's head? Is that like an arm from a demon or an imp? Or is that the rabbit's neck stretched out? Never really understood. I assume it's a hand, demon arm, or an imp arm. But it's a great ending, you know. Okay, so that was episode 3. I'll be returning tomorrow, and then it kind of like it has this weird offset between the head and you know what I mean. But at the time it was very cool, yeah. So I'll be returning tomorrow, and then we're gonna continue with episode 4 after doing some game dev. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.